Hey everybody, it's Hummingbird027 here. Today is March 17th, 2015. I just got up. It's around 4:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I was getting ready to work on this new PowerPoint presentation I'm getting ready to do. And I got a heads up that DEFCON warning system has been upgraded. It looks like it's still at a 5 here in this, but over the night, the DEFCON warning system was upgraded to a DEFCON 3. It's condition yellow. According to this site, which is fairly reliable, until I get other information, these few sites I'm going to put in the description box below are telling us that something's going on. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up. Be watchful. Make sure you definitely are getting your house in order right now. It says there are currently no imminent nuclear threats against the U.S. at this time. However, the situation is considered fluid and can change rapidly. We continue to monitor unusual and disturbing military radio traffic, including what appears to be engagements with hostile actors. Additionally, monitored radio reports indicate a heightened base alert and Canadian Air Force involvement. Now, it must be stressed that they cannot confirm what is actually happening, and we have no official word on events. We must react to the information on hand. They will continue to update this website. If you go to the DEFCONwarningsystem.com, these folks are pretty much on it. I've been relying on them for several years now, watching, what's going to happen. The next scheduled update may be March 23rd, 2015. Additional updates will be made as the situation warrants, with more frequent updates at higher alert levels. And this is coming out of All News Pipeline. Here are 2 Twitter uploads as of 1:16 a.m. March 16th. Radio communication reports engagements and hostilities. Putin has ordered Northern Fleet to full readiness. Unconfirmed is U.S. base placed on alert for possible incoming. Now, yesterday I put out a newscast, folks, where I'm telling everybody we better be prepared for war. There's a reason why the United States is no longer found in Bible prophecy. We don't know when this is going to occur, but she is not a player in the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war, which is false Armageddon. Now, I have to say, with Putin being gone for 10 days, like I keep saying for the last several days in a row now, I believe he was in the war room preparing for his day. I mean, this is coming, folks, whether you want it to or not. And believe me, if I could pray and fast that this would never happen, I would be doing it right now and calling on everybody to do it. But folks, the words left the Lord's mouth, so it has to be done. The DEFCON warning system website over the last 24 hours, if this is really happening, there's something absolutely spectacular and possibly world-changing playing behind the scenes. CNN and the mainstream media are not going to tell you what's going on until, the powers that be tell them it's time to let everybody know. And at that point, it's probably too late. So Russia is joining with Venezuela. I talked about this yesterday in the newscast. And at least 100,000 of their military men in war games amid sky-high tensions with the U.S. and Putin ordering his Northern Fleet to full alert for combat readiness drills, while a deep background source confirms actual dead hand transmissions have been noted. We'll take a look at dead hand in just a minute. These are some of the tweets that you should be following very closely. We are currently monitoring unusual communications activity from U.S. military channels. We are continuing to analyze events. There are some tweets coming out saying encounters with Russian actors. Additional radio traffic seems to indicate direct encounters with enemy actors. They are unable to confirm this, folks. Radio communications report engagement and hostilities. Putin has ordered Northern Fleet to full readiness, and an unconfirmed U.S. base placed on alert for possible incoming. We are currently monitoring radio traffic about the U.S. missile wing. We are unable to determine what it is about. And more military radio traffic reporting engagements. Again, we have no independent confirmation. So, like I said, folks, we need to be watching. Even though these are unconfirmed and this may all turn out to be just nothing, stuff's going on and they're not going to tell you until it's too late, folks. So things can happen as if overnight, and it literally did. As soon as Vladimir Putin came out of his secret hiding place, he put 40,000 troops immediately on snap military exercises. And I told you folks, it was a powerhouse that they unleashed yesterday. There is a series of videos here at the site you may want to come check out. Just getting in briefly with Russia's doomsday device. I had never heard of this before. It's called Dead Hand. System is active and ready to strike the northern hemisphere. As I stated yesterday in the newscast, I believe that they will do an EMP strike, take us offline, and then start picking off city after city, spreading out to suburbs. Folks, the Bible is replete with proof and evidence that God does this with people who turn away, break his covenant, turn away from him. He always, 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 as the last resort, will bring an enemy against those people. So the Dead Hand system does a Cold War era nuclear control system used by the Soviet Union. General speculation from insiders allege that the system remains in use in post-Soviet Russia. An example of a failed deadly deterrence, it can automatically trigger the launch of the Russian intercontinental ballistic missiles if a nuclear strike is detected by seismic, light, radioactivity, and overpressure sensors. By most accounts, it is normally switched off and is supposed to be activated during dangerous crises only. However, it is said to remain fully functional and able to serve its purpose whenever needed. In 2009, ABC News described it as a device that triggers a nuclear holocaust in the event of a U.S. strike against Russia. According to Business Insider, that system may be aimed directly at the Northern Hemisphere. As you can see from this little graph, you may have to come to the actual link here to really see it. It's hard to really decipher. There's a series of events where they will basically go from the general staff and communicate all the way through the bunker system in Moscow. And if somehow the Dead Hand system actually receives communications that their borders or their system has been broken, that nuclear weapons have been detected, it sends messages to launch communication missiles. The missiles fire and broadcasts are sent to airplanes, missiles, and submarines. And in the fifth one, it talks about how missiles are launched. It's hard to read these, like I said, but basically the whole system ends that airplanes launch cruise missiles and drop bombs on other areas in the U.S. And this is literally what this is. In January 2015, some disturbing comments were made by factions within Russia, with a former Russian general warning world stands on the brink of a hot war, not a cold war, too. There is a Russian politician who is said to be quoted as saying, Vladimir, I can't even pronounce that last name, sorry folks, warned of World War III happening after January 15th, 2015, with the timing of Putin's disappearance not only being directly after the stage events surrounding Putin's death hoax, but coinciding with a recent report that due to an error, the UK's nuclear weapons agency traffic was briefly routed through Russian telecom, makes us wonder exactly what type of information Russia became privy to regarding the UK's and West's nuclear preparations. We know that NATO is stepping up their stance on the border of Russia right now. So anyway, folks, I'm going to cut this short and just giving you a heads up here. I'm going to try and do another newscast video today. You might want to come check this video out here, The Dead Hand, the untold story of Cold War arms race. It's over an hour long, well worth your time. But for now, folks, this side is the side I trust for any kinds of change in what's going on with our country. And as of 1:51 a.m. on Monday, March 16th, we went to DEFCON 3. The condition is yellow. We are on a heightened state of alert, folks. Imminent rapture time. The shofar is about to blast. I love you all. God bless, and Maranatha.